Do cool times need cool cars? Or has the fashion for brutality simply reached even such conservative guys as Subaru? Be that as it may, on April 17, 2025, a new, 7th generation of the legendary Outback was shown at the New York Auto Show. Almost 30 years ago, Subaru was the first to offer the world the format of an off-road station wagon. The original Outback with extended arches and increased ground clearance stood out sharply against the background of its city brothers. It became the basis for such models as the Audi Allroad and Volvo XC70. Now, a new chapter. The 7th generation has become larger, more aggressive and, frankly, closer to a crossover than ever. Forget about the elegance of past years, now the Outback is showing its teeth. Along with it, the wilderness version debuted, even meaner, even higher, even further from the asphalt. Subaru is clearly hinting, station wagon is not about us anymore. The time has come for crossovers. Well, let's figure out what this new Outback turned out to be, to the maximum. The first thing that catches the eye is the design. The Outback no longer looks like a station wagon, as we are used to seeing it. Now it is a full-fledged crossover. Although, frankly speaking, every crossover is a station wagon in some way, just with a different mood. In general, you will have to get used to the new image all over again. The body has become more angular, the lines are clearer, and there is now so much plastic body kit that it could be equipped with a couple of smaller models. Subaru calls it bold new style, and it seems they are not disingenuous. The front part looks monumental, a large rectangular radiator grille framed by LED headlights, and a massive bumper with large niches for fog lights or high or low beam headlights, as the manufacturer indicates. Everything is strictly symmetrical, like a ruler. The roof is now 50 mm higher. This not only adds a square silhouette, but also increases the amount of headroom in the cabin. Even the arches now seem larger, thanks to wide plastic in the style of the Forester. But it's funny that even the new 19-inch wheels, available from the factory for the first time, seem modest in them. Standard roof rails provide reliable support with a permissible static load of 363 kg and a dynamic load of 100 kg. The Wilderness version is distinguished by exclusive elements, front and rear bumpers, a black radiator grille with the Subaru inscription, additional body cladding, metal underbody protection and copper accents. This model also has hexagonal LED fog lights and 17-inch wheels with all-terrain tires, which emphasizes its off-road capabilities. Skid plates front and rear. If you expected sophistication from the Outback, forget it. Now it's all about brutality and confident solidity. Whether the model's old fans will like it is a question, but Subaru has definitely hit the crossover trend. The 2026 model has received several changes in dimensions. The length has increased by 5 cm, now 4,884 mm, and the width has grown by 38 mm to 1925 mm. Without roof rails, it is 50 mm higher than the previous version, with them 1,730 mm. The wheelbase remains the same, 2,746 mm. The declared ground clearance is 221 mm, and for the Wilderness version it is 240 mm, which is already decent for a not quite an SUV. In addition, due to other bumpers, geometric cross-country ability has been improved. The approach angle is now 20 degrees, the ramp angle is 21.2 degrees, the departure angle is 22.5 degrees. A tow bar is also available as an option, allowing you to tow trailers weighing up to 1.6 tons. But there are no major changes under the hood. The manufacturer offers a 2.5-liter boxer engine with a capacity of 180 horsepower and a torque of 240 Nm, which is transmitted to all four wheels. There are no noticeable changes in dynamics, but we get the usual Lineartronic variator with an 8-speed imitation of manual shifting. For those who want more power, they will offer a 2.4-liter turbocharged engine with a capacity of 260 horsepower and 375 Nm, which is 10 more than before. and again a variator with a manual mode. The new 2026 Outback has further improved its off-road and driving qualities. All versions received an updated X-Mode selection system with a convenient switch on the steering wheel, as well as an improved symmetrical AWD all-wheel drive system. The center differential now locks faster, and additional steering input helps the car be more stable on winding roads. Also worth noting is the steering update. The Outback now uses the system from the sporty WRX with electric power steering and a variable gear ratio, which promises excellent handling and comfort on any road. The Wilderness version has. Subaru Outback has a reinforced suspension with adaptive shock absorbers and increased travel. The peculiarity of this suspension is the skyhook principle, which helps to make the car's behavior as stable as possible, as if it was suspended on a huge hook. This minimizes body tilt and improves smoothing of road irregularities. The suspension and tires effectively respond to difficult terrain, while the body and trajectory remain stable, which gives confidence and comfort when driving off-road. Subaru's interior, as always, adheres to its philosophy, do not touch what already works. Over the past 5 years, nothing has changed globally in this regard. But, of course, there are a couple of nuances. For example, the large vertical screen was replaced with a 12.1-inch horizontally oriented one and raised a little higher on the console. The media system has also been updated. It has become faster and more responsive. The driver now gets a new 12.3-inch digital panel that merges with the multimedia screen into a single unit. This trend is fashionable, but the implementation itself leaves much to be desired. As for the panel and multimedia interface, there is also room for improvement. However, with an increase in the configuration, the size and number of screens remain the same, only the design of the center console, partially made of recycled materials, changes. The 2026 Subaru Outback has become even more comfortable and practical. It now comes standard with seats with water-repellent Startex upholstery, and for more expensive configurations, Napa leather with a two-tone design is offered in top versions. But the main thing is the updated center console, which now houses a full-fledged push-button climate control panel with rotating knobs and a small screen with green indicators. In addition, next to the gearshift lever are buttons for start-stop, brake hold, parking cameras and traction control. Additional improvements include more versatile cup holders, wireless charging, USB-A and C ports, and a cable clip. The doors now have larger pockets for larger bottles, and the cabin has plenty of storage space for small items. The Japanese promise improvements in convenience and comfort, more headroom both in the front and in the back. It is also worth noting the new seats, which should reduce fatigue, especially due to the retractable cushion for the driver's thighs. They also promise less tire and wind noise. In general, there are more than enough improvements to make the ride even more enjoyable. In the Wilderness version, the Subaru Outback interior has become even more stylish thanks to bronze decorative inserts and the use of vegan materials, including a washable Startex coating. For an additional fee, ventilated seats, Napa leather trim and Wilderness logos embroidered on the headrests are available. The luggage compartment has not been forgotten either. The updated Outback has a wider and higher opening, and the trunk volume has increased by 60 liters and now amounts to as much as 980 liters when fully loaded. There are also many hooks, including in the liftgate, 4 hanging lights or equipment weighing up to 2.7 kilograms. Subaru has always been distinguished by high safety standards. In the new generation of the proprietary EyeSight complex, engineers went further. They updated the stereo camera, expanded the viewing angle and added a mono camera. All this is necessary to notice pedestrians and cyclists faster and more accurately. American versions can now drive semi-autonomously on the highway, up to 137 km/h. You can take your hands off the steering wheel, but do not take your eyes off the road. Cameras monitor this. The car itself helps you change lanes and can even gently stop at the side of the road if it understands that the driver has fallen asleep. Subaru has already officially announced the new Outback will go on sale in early 2026. Prices are still being kept secret, but most likely the range will remain the same, from $32,000 to $46,000, depending on the configuration.